Hi there, welcome to the channel and welcome back if you're a return viewer. My name's Kerry and you're watching the Christchurch Review of Books YouTube channel. Today a pretty short and sweet review of this book, Bibliomaniac by Ince. Now if you're not familiar with Ince, he started out as a stand-up comic in the UK. He's gone on to other things like presenting radio shows. He became quite a prolific podcast host. And then he got into writing books as well. This is his fourth book. Well, it's the fourth one of his I own at least, and it's quite an enjoyable little ride. Now, what the concept of this book is that in 2021 he was due to go on a global tour with his presenting partner, Dr. Professor Brian Cox. Tour was cancelled because of the pandemic, and as to replace that in his daily schedule, he decided to go on a tour of 100 plus bookshops in the UK. I think he actually started out wanting to go to 88, but then the numbers kept growing and growing, and he ends up going to more than 100 bookshops in this volume. Now, it is a lot of fun. I don't know if you're familiar with Ince. He's quite self-effacing, very funny, and he uses all that to great effect in this book. Basically, it sees him travelling on public transport most of the time, going to various cities in the UK. He starts out in Wigtown in Scotland and ends in Hungerford in Berkshire. In between, he goes up and down the country just about every day, stopping at 2 to 3 bookshops and giving a talk in each of them. And this book really details the people he meets, the places, the history, and of course the books. He doesn't go anywhere near a bookshop without finding himself having to buy several books, and it's quite an eclectic mix of books that he buys, and he describes each one and his reasons for buying them. Some of the reasons are pretty flimsy. You can tell that he is a real lover of books and a bibliomaniac, as he calls himself, hence the title. And yeah, that's pretty much all to the book. It's just a travelogue with added book stuff, and it's very enjoyable. I love the book. I love reading all about the places and the people and the books. And that's pretty much all there is to it. A kind of unsung hero of the book is the transport system in the UK. I mean, they may complain about it and there's always strikes and cancellations, but the rail system in the UK is something completely unlike what we have in our country. Where in New Zealand, the travelling between cities by train pretty much died in the 1980s, and we pretty much use car or aircraft now. The UK transport system is quite remarkable going by this book. You can get on a train, be in another city in a few hours, and then come home for dinner. Just seems quite remarkable, and I'm not sure the people over there really know what they have and what they could lose. And yeah, so if you like Ince, you've already read Ince, or you've heard him on the radio or heard his podcast, you know what you're letting yourself in for. He's very thoughtful. I quite enjoy his point of view. He's around the same age as me, has similar thoughts, similar tastes. So that's why I like this book probably more than the what's actually in the contents. He just speaks to me, and I really enjoy the travelogue aspect of it and the book stuff. Not much more to say than that. If it sounds like something you'd like, grab it when it comes out. I think it's out most parts of the world now. I actually had to order this book twice. The first time it went missing in the mail somehow. Second time was lucky. So that is Bibliomaniac by Ince. Now it is almost halfway through January 2023 already. We're in the heat of summer. It's about 28 degrees in this room. The sun is blazing in. I'm doing this video a little later in the day than I usually would, hence the sunlight coming in through the window in the early evening. Not much else to report going on. I'm currently reading this hefty volume, In Perfect Harmony by Will Hodgkinson. It's a story of sing-along, popular pop tunes and the stories behind them, covering pretty much the entire 1970s. There's a lot of stuff in here that is fascinating. The stories behind the songs that, you think you remember a band or an artist, and half of them are pretty much fictitious. They were just made up by studio technicians and producers to put out a song they noodle around with for a while, and then they trouble came when they had to appear on something like Top of the Pops on TV or make a live appearance. They had to quickly shuffle around, find artists to make an appearance. And there's more of that type of thing. Some of the stuff about hits in Europe, hits the Eurovision Song Contest, big bands like ABBA and so on, and lesser known people. It's a really enjoyable read, and the author has put an In Perfect Harmony Spotify playlist on Spotify, so you can listen as you read. So that is coming soon. That will be my next review, In Perfect Harmony by Will Hodgkinson, and today's book was Bibliomaniac by Robert Ince. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.